G'day Pete, we're in your fabulous studio in Brookvale. Good to be here. Tell us what you're up to there.
I'm just putting a letter on one of the 300 or 400 pieces in this sort of sculptural work of art that's going into a chapel for the Augustinians.
Oh, how did that particular job come about?
Well, the Augustinians are building a seminary at Brookvale, and Tony Banks asked, who's the head of the order there. I went to their high school. He asked if I'd be interested in doing an artwork for the chapel to go into the chapel. So I said yes.
Great. So, what's the inspiration? Obviously, St. Augustine.
Yeah, St. Augustine. Yeah. Well, they had a pretty specific thing they wanted, which was 2 panels. One to describe the life of St. Augustine, about St. Augustine, and the other one about the Augustinians, the people, the priests, the communities around them. So and they were they had a specific physical space that the artwork could occupy, which was very long, narrow panels, and 2 of them, one for the Augustinians, one for the St. Augustine, and it was left to me pretty much to decide how that would happen. I mean, they were involved along the way in deciding. They were just involved in the design process, but they were
great. So, have you got something more to show? Like, how do you do it? It looks like a pretty impressive blades and things there.
Well, this is probably the easiest thing to catch on the camera. To see it. This is part of the Augustinian, the life of St. Augustine. This was like a sketch that I showed them to get approval on it, and then this bit here is like the full layout of the sketch that we looked at, and this shows. This is after many sort of different drafts on how it would look, but this was where we ended up. And this is like the life of St. Augustine, starting from his early life, which was quite his life story is a fairly dramatic one that leads. I read he's got a great book, Confessions, which sort of is an autobiography, very emotional story about how he felt and how he developed it with life, and so this explores various aspects of his life, very rational area, very sort of lustful things, very sort of superficial love, and then this area here, which is the same as that, is like this moment of conversion into and this great sort of confident step that he took to say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to leave my lustful past behind and really be a Christian man. And then the final bit is this sort of movement of his life afterwards. Yeah. So that's the design.
And then the howl, these blades and.
Yeah, so it's basically a matter of, and this is probably a good thing to look at. Just cut them, draw them onto the wood. You can see the drawing on here. That's like just, they're drawn first, the long panel, and then just cut into manageable pieces, about a metre, and then fed through that machine, cut into various pieces and all numbered, and then they'll get sanded and varnished and positioned askew, so they won't be lying flat, but they'll be. If you look at this, you can see that I can play with the way they sit, and you saw from that other one, these bits sit up and out. So that's a fairly tedious process to do that, because it's so many small pieces. There's like 300 pieces, and there's little tiny ones. Like if you have a look, there's little bits like this that are the size of a 5-cent piece.
Oh my God, how do you cut that?
Well, this is my Excalibur.
Well, good luck with it all, Pete.
Thank you very much.